I'm Captain SpongeBob, and this is a story from my first mate, Ella Bella. The story's called The Pirate Exam. Captain Stinker called for Cook and Line. Cook, Line, wake up! We have an important day. Cook and Line jumped out of their beds. They got dressed as quickly as they could and ran to Captain Stinker. Cook and Line said, "Morning, Captain Stinker, sir. I mean, ma'am." Captain Stinker said, "We have a very important day today. We have pirates in training coming here to take their final exam to become real pirates." Cook and Line jumped around with excitement. Cook said, "I can't wait to watch this." And Line said, "Me neither. I remember the exam. It was horrible." Just then they heard people ask him to come on board. "Please may we come on board?" said the voices. Captain Stinker replied with, "Permission granted." Cook and Line turned to see the pirates in training coming aboard. It was 3 pirates in training. They went to meet them. Captain Stinker said, "Morning, pirates in training. Can you tell me your names?" One replied with, "Carol." And then another voice said, "Kelly." And finally, then Kirsten. Captain Stinker moved closer to them and said, "Do you all know what the final exam is?" They all said yes. At the same time, Captain Stinker carried on by saying, "You all accept the danger?" And again they all replied with yes. Captain Stinker yelled, "Cook, go to position 1." And Cook went and stood near the plank. Then she said, "Line, go take position 2." And Line went and stood near the slop. Captain Stinker started walking towards the plank and stood right next to Cook. She turned around and called to the pirates in training, "Come here!" And they all ran over to her. Captain Stinker was stood near the slop, and all the pirates stood right next to her. Then the pirates in training were looking very frightened. "Come on then," shouted Stinker. So Carol went and stood on the plank. The final exam was they had to walk the plank. Carol slowly walked towards the end of the plank, and then when she got to the end, she hopped right in. Next up was Kelly. She rushed past Cook to get onto the plank and quickly walked to the end and walked straight off the plank. Last was Kirsten. She walked along the plank to the end and stood there still for a moment and then dived into the slop. By the time they all got out, the slop, Stinker and Cook had walked to meet them. Line was stood there with a towel so they could give their faces a wipe as they got out. Captain Stinker was laughing to herself because she wasn't covered in slop for a change. She then handed a badge to each of them that said they were real pirates now. Carol, Kelly and Kirsten were so happy to get their badges, they ran and hugged Cook, Line and Stinker, covering them in slop. Poor Captain Stinker looked very sad. For once she thought she was clean, and now she was covered in slop again. The end.